Hello, this is Willie, and we're ready for lesson 23. But before we go to that, remember, and which is I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Yesterday we had a little longer memory one we had to do. Did you all get it? Let's see. I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. And then after we did our thoughts on that 5 times and we saw what we applied it, then at the end we were supposed to say, is this really the world I want to see? Is this the world I really want to see? Okay. So anyway, today we're going on lesson. I used to like to, when I do my lesson for the next day, I usually do my morning lesson one time. I mentioned that a few days ago, particularly if I didn't feel like I really got it as good as I wanted to yesterday. So I usually recall it the next morning after I've slept on it, and then I go to my next lesson. So I recall for yesterday what I see as a form of vengeance. Today, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts, January 23rd. Before I do, I told you I was going to show you these peas that I had grown as microgreens. They didn't sprout. I was able to get, I don't know, 24. I may put a few more than one in some of these pots. But, there's my peas. I'll let them grow for a couple, 3 more weeks, and I'll probably put them out early. I'm not sure if I'll protect them a little bit or not. I wanted to show you this. I got 5 of these moringa oleifera trees, also known as a drumstick tree. They're supposed to be really good greens on the whole tree is edible, makes an oil. Anyway, these cuttings came here. It's January 23rd, obviously, and they said to do a little scraping on the bark gently to expose some of the greens so it'll root better, and I didn't mess with the 2 nodes, and there's 2 more nodes up here. That'll be put into the dirt, and I'll show. And I've got 5 of these, and I'll let you see how they turn out after they sprout. But I just wanted to kind of show you that. Okay, going on. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. The idea for today contains the only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless. But this way cannot fail. Every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. It is with your thoughts, then, that we must work if your perception of the world is to be changed. Paragraph 2. If the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, you must learn that it is these thoughts which you do not want. There is no point in lamenting the world. There is no point in trying to change the world. It is incapable of change because it is merely an effect. That's a key idea. The world you see is an effect of what? Your thoughts. But there is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the world. Here you're changing the cause. The effects will change automatically. 3. The world you see is a vengeful world, and everything in it is a symbol of vengeance. Each of your perceptions of, in quotes, external reality is a pictorial representation of your own attack thoughts. Whoa, what's that say? Listen, each of your perceptions of external reality is a pictorial representation of your own attack thoughts. One can well ask if this can be called seeing. Is not fantasy a better word for such a process? And hallucination a more appropriate term for the result? 4. You see the world which you have made, but you do not see yourself as the image maker. You cannot be saved from the world, but you can escape from its cause. This is what salvation means. For where is the world you see when its cause is gone? Vision already holds a replacement for everything you think you see now. Listen to that. Vision already holds a replacement for everything you think you see now. Loveliness can light your images and so transform them that you will love them even though they were made of hate, for you will not be making them alone. 5. The idea for today introduces the thought that you are not trapped in the world you see, because its cause can be changed. This change requires first that the cause be identified and then let go, so that it can be replaced. The first two steps in this process require your cooperation. The final one does not. Your images have already been replaced. By taking the first two steps, you will see that this is so. 6. Besides using it throughout the day as the need arises, 5 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. As you look about you, repeat the idea slowly to yourself, and then close your eyes and devote about a minute to searching your mind for as many attack thoughts as occur to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, I can escape from the world by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world by giving up attack thoughts. Hold each attack thought in mind as you say this, and then dismiss that thought and go on to the next. And the last paragraph. In the practice periods, be sure to include both your thoughts of attacking and of being attacked. Their effects are exactly the same because they are exactly the same. You do not yet recognize this, and you are asked at this time only to treat them as the same in today's practice periods. We are still at the stage of identifying the cause of the world you see. When you finally realize that thoughts of attack and of being attacked are not different, you will be ready to let the cause go. So, there we have it. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I did want to show you on this on these pots. I usually save my old pots. I should have said all this before I read my lesson. I'm sorry. But, I save the old pots until they just get so sun damaged that they're worthless. I build these little wooden trays that are about approximately 16 by 24 out of cedar for planters. And they work quite well. Just thinking about my friend Jessica gave me this really nice little Swiss Army knife. A little wood handle, looks like stainless steel. Anyway, I so appreciate that knife. I used it for planting and scraping. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. So let's do our lesson. I wrote the lesson down on a piece of index card so I could keep it with me today. Sometimes it's just a little bit difficult for me to remember. Now, what was that lesson? Because I want to be using it through the day. I can pull this out anytime and say, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. I paused after this one, paragraph 5. I did want to go back to that real quick before we end. The idea for today introduces the thought that you are not trapped in the world you see, because its cause can be changed. This change requires first that that the cause be identified, and then 2, let go, so that it can be replaced. The first 2 steps, identifying and letting go, require your cooperation. The final one, to be replaced, does not. That's done by the goodness of God, which I always remind you. Let's be aware. People used to say, God bless you. Well, the truth is, and that's, their intent's good, so we don't want to knock that. But in reality, we want to recognize that God's blessing everybody all the time. We just want to be aware of it, okay? So in order to be aware of this vision that's occurring, this truth, this reality of God's goodness in our life all the time, first we identify our attack thoughts, ones we're sending out and the ones coming to us, and then we let them go. That's our job. The third is not our job. We don't need to do. They're replaced by vision, by God's goodness. We'll be looking for it. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. See you tomorrow.